Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. Now let's move on and look at our next topic, which are the different types of statistics. So after this, we'll be looking at the more advanced concept of statistics. So far, we discussed the basics of statistics, which is basically what is statistics, the different sampling techniques and the terminologies and statistics. Now we look at the different types of statistics. So there are two major types of statistics, descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. In today's session, we'll be discussing both of these types of statistics in depth. We'll also be looking at a demo which I'll be running in the R language in order to make you understand exactly what descriptive and inferential statistics is. So guys, which is going to look at the basic, so don't worry. If you don't have much knowledge, I'm explaining everything from the basic level. Descriptive statistics is a method which is used to describe and understand the features of a specific data set by given a short summary of the data. So it is mainly focused upon the characteristics of data and also provides a graphical summary of the data. Now, in order to make you understand what descriptive statistics is, I'll give you an example. So suppose that you want to gift all your classmates a t-shirt. So you study the average shirt size of a student in a classroom, and if you were to use descriptive statistics to study the average shirt size of student in your classroom, then what would you do? Is you would record the shirt size of all students in the class, and then you would find out the maximum, minimum and average shirt size of the class. So coming to inferential statistics. Inferential statistics makes inferences and prediction about the population based on the sample of data taken from the population. So in simple words, it generalizes a large data set and it applies probability to draw a conclusion. So it allows you to enter data parameter based on a statistical model by using sample data. And if we consider the same example of finding the average shirt size of a student in a class, in inferential statistics, you will take a sample set of the class, which is basically a few people from the entire class. You already have grouped the class into large, medium and small. In this method, you basically build a statistical model and expand it for the entire population in the class. So guys, there was a brief understanding of descriptive and inferential statistics. So that's the difference between descriptive and inferential. Now we will go in depth about descriptive statistics. So let's discuss more about descriptive statistics. So like I mentioned earlier, descriptive statistics is a method that is used to describe and understand the feature of a specific data set by giving short summaries about the sample and measures of the data. There are two important measures in descriptive statistics. We have a measure of central tendency, which is also known as measure of center, and we have measures of variability. This is also known as measures of spread. So measures of center include mean, median and mode. Now what are the measures of center? Measures of center are statistical measures that represent the summary of a data set. The three main measures of center are mean, median and mode. Coming to measures of variability or measures of spread, we have range, interquartile range, variance and standard deviation. So now let's discuss each of these measures in a little more depth. Starting with the measures of center. Now I am sure all of you know what the mean is. Mean is basically the measures of average of all the values in a sample. But how do you measure the mean? I hope all of you know how the mean is measured. If there are 10 numbers and you want to find out the mean of these 10 numbers, all you have to do is you have to add up all the 10 numbers and you have to divide it by 10. Then this represents the number of samples in your data set. Since we have 10 numbers, we are going to divide this by 10. This will give us the average or the mean. So better understand the measures of central tendency, let's look at an example. Now the data set over here is basically the cars data set and it contains a few variables. It has something known as cars. It has mileage per gallon, cylinder type, displacement, horsepower and real axle ratio. All of these measures are related to cars. So what you are going to do is you are going to use descriptive analysis and you are going to analyze each of the variables in the sample data set for the mean, standard deviation, median, mode and so on. So let's say that you want to find out the mean or the average horsepower of the cars among the population of cars. Like I mentioned earlier, what you will do, you will check the average of all the values. So in this case, we will take the sum of the horsepower of each car and will divide that by the total number of cars. That's exactly what I have done here in the calculation part. So this 110 are represented the horsepower for the first car. Similarly, I have just added up all the values of horsepower for each of the car and I have divided it by 8. Now 8 is basically the number of cars in our data set. So 103.625 is what our mean is or average of horsepower is. Now let's understand what median is with an example. So to define median, median is basically a measure of a central value of a sample set is called the median. You can say that it is a middle value. So if we want to find out the center value of the mileage per gallon among the population of cars, first what we'll do is we'll arrange the MPG values in ascending or descending order and choose a middle value, right? In this case, since we have 8 values which is an even entry. So whenever you have an even number of data points, a sample in your data set, then you are going to take the average of the two middle values. If we had 9 values over here, we can easily figure out the middle value and choose that as a median. But since there are an even number of values, we are going to take the average of the two middle values. So 22.8. 8 and 23 are my two middle values and I am taking the mean of those two and hence I get 22.9, which is my median. Lastly, let's look at how mode is calculated. So what is mode? The value that is most recurrent in the sample set is known as mode, or it's the value that occur most often, that is known as mode. So let's say that we want to find out the most common type of cylinder among the population of cars. All we have to do is we'll check the value which is repeated the greatest number of times. Here we can see that the cylinder comes in two types. We have a cylinder of type 4 and cylinder of type 6. So take a look at the data set. You can see that the most recurring value is 6. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We have 5, 6 and we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3, 4 types of cylinders and we have 5, 6 types of cylinders. So our mode is going to be 6, since 6 is more recurrent than 4. Those were the measures of the center or the measures of central tendency. In the next session, we'll look at the measures of the spread. Thank you so much for watching our video.